And then you got, hey, this is Adam Post, also known as Half Speed Tucci, here tonight for a really, really special show, completely focused on the amazing Kyle Ritter. We love Kyle Ritter. We have two people who are our backup that are helping to make sure that when Kyle says something, we know what he means. And when we say something that's important, not everything, but that's important, Kyle will know what we mean. And Shay has been taking sign language classes. And Shay is a very good friend of Kyle and a very good friend of Comicsgate. And yeah. Cyborg Valkyrie, and I believe that's your real name, is helping us with typing and also just keeping all the communication going. And this has been something that we've been wanting to do ever since we found out about Starblades, is do a show totally focused on Kyle, who is deaf and also is mute. So we need to communicate through sign and smiles and typing. And if anybody has seen any of the work on Starblades, Starblades is amazing. It's beautiful. And that's really how Kyle communicates the best. What I really want to do is I want to make sure everybody has seen Kyle's new Starblades video. It's like a movie. It's like a cartoon. It's like nothing anybody's ever seen. And then it's only 45 seconds or something like that. And then I want to play that. And then I want to get a chance to ask Kyle how he made that video. And then I have a lot more exciting green light Kyle questions. If you notice behind him, that's the money. So think about backing Starblades if you haven't. If you have, back it again. So just give me a second here. We're going to share this amazing, amazing video. The only thing that worries me about this video is that I know Kyle works so incredibly hard that I just hope he didn't spend too much time making this video because, oh my God. I mean, it's like the guy's making animated films. All right, hold on 1 second. We're going to switch to this and we're going to play this. And hey, I hope it comes through. If the sound doesn't come through perfectly, you know what? The link for this video is in the description. You check it out after. But the visuals are so incredible. You don't need sound for this. All right, so check this freaking video out. Kyle, that is amazing. Amazing. How in the heck do people even do that? God only knows, and Kyle knows, so Kyle is going to have to tell us. Now, if we keep this screen up, can Kyle still see everything okay to communicate?
He can. It's really small for me.
All right, well, that's why I asked. So we're going to stop. We're going to stop sharing, and we're going to get big again. Fantastic. Kyle, please tell us, how long did it take to make that movie? It had to be days and days and days. A month?
About a month.
I believe it. I believe it. What magic, what software did you use to make a video like that?
He's going to type out the answer because it'll take me forever.
I mean, you see something like this, and it's like, wow, you know, if you do a campaign for a comic book and you're going to make a video like that, there's no way to not buy the comic book. It's just
right.
too. What did our little friend type us?
So for all of the colors, he did it in Photoshop, and animation he did in After Effects. Now, I don't know how familiar you are with After Effects. I used to do video editing way back when. After Effects is a pain in the ass. It's really, really hard
Wow.
to get to use and have it be like coherent and have it look well put together and not have fragments and all kinds of stuff. So the fact that he taught himself After Effects and made his video in a month is insane.
Has he ever used After Effects before in school or for another job?
That was his first time. That was his first time ever making it. Yep, his very first video.
Very good. Very, very good, Kyle.
Yeah.
Amazing. It's beautiful.
It's frustrating how talented he is.
Well, he's talented, but he works.
He is.
Works. You work very hard. Well, we lost translation, but I'm sure Shay will come right back. She's working on her phone, so she probably got a call or something like that. She'll be right back with us. What you're typing, I assume Kyle is looking at what you're typing. So I'll just type.
Just talk to me and realize that there's a little delay and we should be fine.
Shay is back.
Sorry.
No problem. We had a little laugh. It's a little technical difficulty.
So I boomered is what happened. I'm sorry, everybody.
You got a call on the phone or something like that. I don't know if Kyle's going to be allowed to smoke and vape anymore. There's going to be new vape laws. But anyway,
Right.
we were talking about smoking, Kyle. Smoking. I don't know if that's a sign or not. Yeah. It's okay. Oh, we were talking about, oh, sorry. I was saying Kyle works very hard.
Yes.
Very hard.
Very hard.
Talent, but works very hard.
Yes.
And the
Very,
talent
very hard.
would be so good, the work would not be so good if he didn't work so hard.
Right.
All of us. But it's very impressive. I feel a little bad that he spent a whole month on it, but I know he's telling the truth.
He is.
Because
I yelled at him for a while.
I was encouraging him to make a video, but I would not encourage it if it was going to be a month, but it's so beautiful. Kyle, when Starblades is a cartoon, will it look exactly like this? Or do you want something else for the cartoon?
It's very difficult. He's like, yeah.
What Kyle wants. And if this wasn't perfect, we would have never seen it, even if he spent 2 months on it, right?
Yep. So to give you a little insight, so Kyle and I were best friends. He refused, like, no, not at all. Can't see it. Would not let me see his video for weeks and weeks and weeks. I was like, please let me watch it. He said, no, like, no, absolutely not. And he didn't let me see it until it was completely finished. And right before, I'm talking 5 minutes before he put it up on his Indiegogo, then I saw it. That was the only time that he would let me see it.
Work is very personal to Kyle, too.
It is.
Great. All right. Of course, I have like 500 questions for Kyle. And if anyone has a question for Kyle, you can definitely ask it in the chat and we'll look at it and we will try to get to it. All right. I heard Ethan Van Sciver saying the other night that he was so surprised that his video came out so great. So EVS loved the video, and he said he had no idea you could do animation and is jealous.
I wish I knew the sign for jealous. I'm going to need you to type that to him.
Yeah.
Already done.
Excellent. So that gave me the idea to ask Kyle, other than, and I don't know if you, other than writing, drawing, coloring, animation, and graphic design, is there any other art that you do? That's already a lot.
Yeah.
It's a secret. He has no idea.
Did he have anything in the chat? No idea. Okay.
That's what he said. He has no idea. He doesn't even know what he's capable of.
Yeah. So he likes to push himself. He really does. He likes to. He sees something that he wants to do, and then he wants to prove to himself that he can do it. And so that's what he tries to do, and then he succeeds and makes us all look bad.
There you go. We have an answer in the chat. I have no idea. All I know is I can draw, ink, color, letter, and animation. Maybe more if something interests me.
Oh, lettering too. That's true. Simon, thank you for sharing that link for Starblades. Thank you for that. It really is amazing. And I don't know any of the rest of us who are working in the Comicsgate group who just pick up a new discipline for art or creativity like that so easily. And somehow just make the time to put out excellent work all the time. So very impressive, very impressive. And it inspires a lot of people. Ethan also said he was inspired to do better work for his comics, seeing what you were doing with Starblades, the comic, and definitely the animation. Kyle, you can't do animation for anyone else, right? Because it takes too long.
He said for others he wants, and then he's just going to type it because he decided that it's probably too much for me.
And Adam,
think about sometimes. Sorry, Si?
The delay that we're having with me getting your questions in there is the fact that you vamp for like 45 seconds before you get to your question, and I have to type all of that and then the question.
That's funny. All right,
It's good though.
Format a little bit.
It's fine. I'm just trying to be true to translating the flavor of the conversation to Kyle rather than just the questions, so that he actually gets to enjoy it.
When you write flavor, you have to put it VA at the end because that's flavor.
Flavor Flav.
Absolutely.
F-L-A-V-A.
So he's saying that he made the video for all of us. So in a way, there you go. I just don't think that he's going to be renting out his services to anybody.
No one can pay Kyle enough money to do animation for them. But maybe coloring when he has time. We could do help with coloring. I want to show what Kyle did for me real quick, because when I got into doing comics, Kyle offered to do coloring for other people. And he just did a beautiful job on the cover of my comic, College of the Dead. Share the screen. Okay. Switch from Starblades for 1 sec. Come on, computers. Catch up to Kyle. So Kyle covered this cover for College of the Dead. It was just black and white. It was nice art, but it really didn't look special. And then Kyle had ideas and colored it and rendered it and made it gorgeous. And there's nothing that he works on that isn't gorgeous. It's amazing.
Right.
So just to look at Starblades now, I know a lot of us have seen the art. I'll just go through it quickly. But if you just look, at the coloring, at the thought that went into each of these characters, there's many characters. There's background and there's story for each of them. There are a lot of great perks. Of course, the link, to Starblades just went in the chat, but the link is also in the description. I mean, if you look at how good this is, it really is incredibly impressive. It's incredibly impressive. And the campaign has been doing well, but the campaign's not going to be going forever. And we want to make sure people get to know more about Starblades. We want it to be shared around. We want people to really get in and get a chance to see what Kyle's work is. Every page is a poster. Every page is cut out and put on your wall. Mm-hmm. That's not an accident.
No.
Yeah, sorry, Shay, go ahead.
No, there was actually something that was funny that Si and I were talking about the other day when we were talking about kind of looking at various artists around Comicsgate, and we're like, when you're doing your Indiegogo, most people have to pick like, all right, I need to make sure I pick a good action. I need to pick one that shows really good color, or good dialogue, or emotion, or whatever to really draw people in. And we said the funny thing about Starblades is it literally could be any page that he wants within his book, because every single one of his pages hits all of those notes. It has emotion, action, color, just it draws you in. It makes you want to see more. And that's something that Kyle is very, very, very good at.
Kyle is also very good at finding reference.
Yeah.
So yes, he knows how to, we worked on one thing together, and two projects, two coloring pieces, and Kyle was able to find examples to show ideas for things in less than a minute. It was amazing.
Oh, absolutely.
Kyle, how much of your work do you spend researching reference? Do you research a lot of reference? Pictures, backgrounds, scenery?
I need you to type it. I just forgot how to spell reference via ASL.
Starblades is cooking, baby. Cooking.
What are we sitting at?
We're up to 84,100. Well, it's a little small for me to see. It looks like 84,100. Yep, 84,100. We got to get that to 100,000. It doesn't have to happen tonight on this stream. Oh, hey.
But it could. I'm not going to be upset if it does. Let's be real.
No, we would love it for that to happen, but it's going to happen. And I know, I'm sure Ethan will do a big show dedicated with Kyle again. He was just talking about Kyle the other night. It was so glowing. Right. And hey there, Terry. Hey, Edwin. Simon, great to see you. Captain F-Head, great to see you. Brad Noble, how you doing? I know Kenny's dropping in later. Terry, it's good to see you. I just said that. It's still good to see you. Arch City, let me just make sure we see everybody in the chat. Oh, my God. Oh, Sean Davis, good to see you.
I have an answer for you.
You're a great person. All right, 1 second, friend. And Shinto Ketchup. Yes, I see Shinto Ketchup around. People have such creative, cool names. I'm just Adam Post. I don't know what else to do about that. Well, I have speed teacher. Yeah, we got that too. All right, what was the answer side, please?
I look at a lot of references during my free time when I was working on Cyberfrog Blood Honey. I only save those pictures that look beautiful and give me ideas or inspiration, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
I just picture Kyle spending like 3 hours looking for reference to tell a story and just finding the perfect reference that show really cool, compelling images that he can draw inspiration from. And then composing something fantastic.
Yeah, he's really good at that. And there's been a couple of times when I was trying to get him to understand an idea that I had, and I'd be like, so here's kind of an idea that something close to what this sky looks like or something along those lines. And then he'll be like, oh, okay, in like 5 minutes, he'll be like, did you mean something like this? And I'm like, that's way prettier than anything I could have ever imagined. Yeah, that, yeah, well, I'm just going to pretend that was my idea.
If you ever saw the movie Amadeus, which was Mozart's life story, a dramatization, HBO did it in the 1980s. And Mozart would just be so inspired and so creative and take a little piece of something and turn it into something completely amazing.
Oh, absolutely.
And that reminds me of Kyle. So, all right, extra questions for my friend Kyle. And again, anybody that has questions, Kyle is not easy to get a hold of. I love Kyle, and he and I are good friends too, but it is difficult to get a hold of Kyle. So he's incredibly focused and incredibly busy with a lot of different things.
Great.
So if anybody has a question for Kyle, this really is your chance. And don't feel funny asking. He loves people too. It's just a matter of getting his attention. We have his attention for a little while. You take advantage of it. And no questions are stupid questions. There's only stupid answers, and not from Kyle. He's smart. But that's how that expression works. So other questions that I have for Kyle. Okay.
Hey, Kyle, Adam, real quick.
Yeah.
Can we go big again?
Oh, yes. We're going to go.
Thank you.
Home. I'm going to stop. Boom. Big.
Thank you.
Little Kyle. Cute. Okay. When Kyle first started in comics, he started at Valiant. Or was it DC?
So his first one was at DC.
What did he work on?
I'm faster than you, Shay.
I know you are. So you say the first book. Look, I'm trying to do something. I'm learning.
You're all doing great, especially ladies. No, you guys are fantastic too.
We're not as cool as Kyle.
His answer's in the chat. You want me to say it?
There's only one Kyle. Yeah.
Flashpoint, Emperor, Aquaman.
Did he have a choice of what to work on?
DC just gave it to him, so they hired him. I think if I remember when I was talking to him before, he applied for the job. DC picked him up, and then they were like, "You're going to color this," and he was like, "Okay."
That's how new jobs start.
You know the best part about this, Adam?
What's that?
You know that's literally his first job ever.
In his life.
He didn't work at a Dairy Queen. He didn't do paper runs or anything. That was his first job, was working as a colorist on DC.
DC, Valiant, more DC, Cyberfrog?
Yeah, so
3 jobs? Don't tell us about the stripper job.
Oh God, now I have to write that.
And yes, you do have to write it out of respect to Kyle.
You got to let him know whenever we say something ridiculous.
Oh, and Dynamite. He says Valiant for covers only, and same as Dynamite 2 covers.
Okay. So he actually did the color work inside of the Flashpoint for DC, but he did cover work for the rest of them.
Wow. So now you will do Starblades and work with Ethan forever. 50 years, 100 years, forever.
He's like, yeah.
He doesn't know. Things will happen.
So I bet you I can guess his answer, because before he was saying that he would work for Ethan for as long as Ethan would let him.
No, that's not the answer he gave.
Really?
I'm sure that's what he means, but what he actually said was, but I still want Green Lantern.
That's fair. Green Lantern is his favorite.
I want to know, how much did Ethan help him to keep getting better and better?
I like how he's like that. None of those signs were correct. I'm like,
I just flail. That's what I do. Just flail. Look pretty. Is that what that was?
That's what that was. That was what all else felt. Smile and look pretty. Oh, I like Arch's response. Arch said Kyle taught Ethan.
First, he didn't know that I could draw. Nobody knew that I could draw. People only knew me as a colorist.
It's not true. I've heard a lot of the history. I'd listened to the history, and I know that Ethan helped him a lot to bring him along. Kyle earned it by being so dedicated and working hard and showing what he could do, and very humbly allowed himself to be brought in and have the opportunity through Ethan. Ethan was really appreciated him, and now Ethan has the benefit of having someone who's so talented, so motivated. We have a good.
Did you hear his answer, by the way?
No.
Okay, I said first he didn't know that I could draw. Nobody knew that I could draw. People only knew me as a colorist. I've kept practicing to be an awesome colorist. That's my goal. And Kyle's answer to Terry, who said, "What's the inspiration for your villains?" The answer, I guess, is Power Rangers. LOL.
So I know that, so Kyle was talking about a lot of the cartoons and stuff that he loved growing up as a kid from the 90s. And Power Rangers was one of the big ones that he really wanted to make his own superheroes that were kind of Power Rangers, that were kind of 2 or 3 different other sorts of shows that he really loved as a kid. But that's all of that kind of crams together. And I think that's why a lot of people feel like it has a lot of nostalgia feel, because that's what a lot of us grew up with.
Kyle's Power Rangers are much cooler than the Power Rangers. I want to ask a question about, I don't think I got an answer to my question about, did he learn the most when he was working with Ethan, or what, with DC, or with Valiant?
Okay, so that's a different question. I'll ask that now.
Yeah, let's ask that one. It's better.
Did he?
I don't even think he's paying attention to me anymore. That's funny.
We're all paying attention to you.
I'm paying attention to you because I don't have to watch my fingers when I type. Mostly EVS for drawing, he says. So he learned the most from EBS, and EBS apparently helped him out with his actual art instead of just with his coloring. And that makes sense. If you color over someone's fantastic art enough, you're going to
Start to get
you're learning from the master.
Yeah.
Right.
What secret artwork is Kyle working on at night that he will not tell anyone? Is it pottery?
I don't know how to sign pottery.
Forget pottery.
I wrote it.
Okay.
I like how he just shakes his head and laughs.
Is he painting his ceiling? He is just too amazing.
I like he's just laughing. He's like, I don't have anything to say.
Secret. It's a secret.
No, he was looking up at his ceiling and laughing his ass.
I gave him crazy ideas now. So he's going to do that for another month. And then he'll do Starblades overnight.
Yeah, that's usually. So when we were talking about him doing Starblades for the video, I was like, maybe you just like stop the video. It's been so long and all that. And I was like, you have so many things to do with Starblades. And he was like, no, doing the pages for Starblades, that's easy. He's like, the video, that's hard. I was like, you're gonna write a however many page comic, and you're just like, nah, easy, no problem. But the video that was 45 seconds long, that was what did him in.
He knows what he's doing. I bet you he has all the research done for all of the pages.
He does.
And it's just, so it's just linear. It's just
a
certain number of hours. It will all be done. And if there's a little bit of stress on the deadline, he can just work faster.
So
yeah, pretty
Kyle
much.
He doesn't have any secret artwork yet. LOL.
Exactly. There will be secret artwork, and we'll follow up to figure out the secret before anybody else, even EBS. EBS always finds out at the end. We will find out before.
Yep.
This is a good time, so I don't forget, to tell Kyle, thank you for the help with the coloring on College of the Dead. It helped people get excited about my comic book, and it did get funded, and it helped me to get on other people's shows. Lots of money.
Making it rain.
Lots of money, yeah.
Lots of money.
So I very appreciate that very much. Okay, other cool questions. So I have some questions about Starblades. One, is Starblades taking place on Earth or another planet?
Here, on Earth.
What time? Present day, the past, or the future?
Future.
1,000 years?
Yeah, I figured I was asking the follow-up question of how far in the future.
How many years?
You're very editorial.
Thank you, Adam.
Yes, 1,000. Okay,
he hasn't thought of it, just in the future.
Sorry.
Just some amorphous future.
Sorry.
Okay, you have a couple of questions. Who is the main character or focus, Dryden or Warrock? I have an uncle named Warrock.
Oh, he's not saying.
Warrock. Ooh, another secret. Write that down. Kyle's secret. We're going to get the answer.
Look, I'm good. I don't know if I can pull that out of him.
All right. Brad asked the crazy question. Kyle's colors are amazing.
What?
See them being deaf. All right, that doesn't make any sense. He's got good eyes. He's got green light. He can see everything. Did Kyle already answer if he used what he used for Star? Okay, yes, we'll answer this. Sean, good question. Did Kyle answer what he used for the Starblades animation? He was a freaking maniac. What Kyle did to do this is he knows Adobe Photoshop, of course, and then he did the animation in Adobe After Effects, which is not an easy program to use. He's never really used it before, and he just worked like an animal for a month until everything was perfect. And that's what he told us earlier.
Yeah, he was actually saying what he did. He was telling us that he watched a ton of YouTube videos, and anytime he didn't know how to do something, he'd go back on YouTube and watch another video and figure it out, or consult with some people that actually knew what they were doing to try and figure it out. But at the end of the day, he's the one that sat down, he put all the work in, he's the one that made everything.
Yes, and
drew
what
everything.
I took away from what he was just doing is that to emphasize the fact that he hand drew this. He was in there doing everything. Wow.
So the animation is hand drawn.
Yes. So when you see the panel where it's doing the flash, and then you see, foreground, midground, background of everything, he drew each of those individually and put them on separate layers, and then so he could do that animation where it moves through, and the lightning, all of that, he hand drew everything and then animated it.
It seems like the hard way to do it, but it probably isn't. I have no idea. But that
when you're talking about like animated comic, that's how they do it. So you'll do everything in groups instead of drawing. It's kind of like when you first draw your comic and you draw it in layers. You just keep those layers separate, and then those are what, like, this layer of the character is going to be all the way up in the front. This character is going to be all the way back here, and then I'm going to bring those two layers closer together animation-wise, and it looks like they're moving.
Too hard. Longbox Diving, who is here early, and thank you for that, Longbox. Longbox asked, are you going to be taking any animation work? Longbox, I asked Kyle that earlier, and his answer was pretty lame. It was, yeah, well, I made the video for all my fans, so I am doing work for you. So no, he will not do this for anyone else for any amount of money, because the man spent, he's saying a month, it's at least a month, okay, probably 5 weeks, and day and night, and absurd amounts of time, and no sleep, killing himself in the gorgeous, gorgeous project. But the point is, that is like, what are you going to pay him, $50,000 to do that? Not you, but it's like impossible. So he's just too amazing, and he's got his own stuff now, right? So it's going to be hard for other people to get Kyle to do work for them.
Hey, Shay.
I hope I get Kyle to color more for me when he has time. He's always worth the money. Great. And sometimes Kyle does post that he is available for work for other people, but don't expect it until at least Starblades is done, I would think. But you could always message Kyle on Twitter. He is at Deaf Colorist, one word. If you ever want to follow Kyle or tweet Kyle or say something supportive to Kyle, or if you want to screw with Kyle, but be nice to Kyle, because he's a great man, and otherwise he'll beat you up. He won't be so nice.
I mean, Cy and I are his bouncers, so I probably wouldn't mess with him, but
Own risk.
Nobody gets in there and does nothing.
At their own risk.
Sean says, a Starblades cartoon would destroy the competition. Yes.
It would.
I think there will be a Starblades cartoon. We will just all have to see about that. Simon says, okay, which is good.
Thank you, Tim.
You missed a great one from Brad Noble. He says, how much poon does Kyle get now in CG versus non-CG?
Well, I didn't ask that one deliberately.
I think it's funny.
It is funny, but this is a timeless dedication to Kyle, and it's a fun question. So
you know that Kyle's not going to answer it anyway.
Right in the background, I think you have your answer.
No, he's reading what I just typed, because I typed it to him.
This is a suggestion for Kyle to check out Wolf Storm or Howard Wimburst, whatever those are names, if you want to learn more animation. And I'm glad that you brought this up, Scott, because I wanted to make a point to say I like Kyle's answer about learning how to use After Effects on YouTube, because I go to YouTube with almost any kind of question, technical question, a business-related question, even a question about printing. And there are a lot of great videos on things that you would want to learn about, whether it not for Kyle to learn, but for any of us to learn. It's an incredible library, and it's always like short and to the point. Writing comics, art on comics, making movies, whatever it is that you're interested in. So I like to discuss that. Simon says, oh, how do you like that? I've never said that before. Simon says, I have a bachelor in animation, Kyle, which either means that he's not married, he's interested in animation, or it's a bachelor degree. Or I don't know. But Simon is a great guy. Simon's an artist. Simon also has a book. Please put it in the chat, Simon, called Blood Hunt. I think it's still in demand. And Simon is a mod, and he can post a link to it. It's a very cool book about a vampire. And there's more to the story, but it's a really badass, very cool book. Meaning if he has questions. If Kyle has any questions on animation, Kyle can ask Simon, because Simon has a degree in animation. He would be happy to help. See, happy to help.
Oh, see, I don't know the sign for help. Look at you being better than me.
Happy.
I know in that one movie knew help.
I know a little bit. Un poco language. Okay, well, we know Starblades takes place in Earth's future. We know it's many years. And it's after a disaster?
I'm trying. Thank you, Sai. I can hear you. Like, please stop signing. I'm just going to type it to him. I appreciate it.
No, every time I look up, I just see you at the end of your signing.
Saying what?
Looking frustrated and just
no. Okay, so hold on. I'm just going to say this because I learned it, and it's actually really interesting to me.
Tell us what you know. You know a lot about it.
So something that I learned, so I thought for the longest time that all of the facial expressions when you're signing, I thought it was for emotion, for feeling, for like feelings about whatever. It's grammar. So if you want to say something appropriately, you've got to change your face.
Wow.
Yeah, it's totally blew my mind, and it was to the point where I was asking.
Sign language class or Kyle told?
Both. Like, I asked Kyle how I was doing in signing. He goes, your signing is good, but your face is. I was like, okay. And then he sent me a couple of videos on facial expression and body language.
I'd be like, what are you trying to say about my face, bro?
We're doing good so far. So Starblades takes place after a war or a disaster. Is the Earth almost destroyed?
Okay, so I actually have an answer for him now from the original question.
Okay.
Starblades that you see aren't the first Starblades. They're like the next generation, like Black Panther. How it's like an inherited role, I would take it.
Okay. I actually just noticed that Longbox Diving said that they're an ASL interpreter. Longbox, just so it's very cool to know you, and we're not going to offer your services or anything, but just to make sure we connect, if you would please put your Twitter handle in the.
He's already reached out.
Okay, so we have a connection with Longbox?
We do.
He's
Yep.
Very cool. It's just to miss an opportunity is crazy. So we could talk another time. It'd be great about that. All right. So I got distracted by that. So please forgive me. But I definitely want to know. So Shay, Kyle had answered to my question, is it after a disaster? And then I heard something about Black Panther. And Black Panther, there is no disaster.
He was talking about how it's an ancestral kind of thing to be a Starblade, and the Starblades that are in the comic are not the first generation of them.
No. It's almost the way that a lot of it seems to be kind of written, and from conversations with Kyle, it's very similar to kind of like how you have the Green Lantern rings that like they've been around and they kind of go from person to person. Everybody's got their star metal, and like on certain characters you can see it really prominently, on other characters it's maybe not quite as obvious, but that star metal is something that has existed for ever, and various people are just able to, when they have one, they're able to wield it and it makes them more powerful. And so that's kind of where he's going, where it's like it's kind of passed along through people. It's not, they didn't just kind of hit Earth 2,000 years in the future and all of a sudden, oh hey, now I can do this really cool stuff because that's how it works. Like that's not what it is.
Okay, he has another answer for us. After a disaster, like start all over again, first generation of Starblades, then the second, third, fourth, etc.
So every time there's some kind of a big disaster, it's kind of like it all resets.
Are the Starblades aliens or are they from Earth?
So that's a good question. I do know a lot of them, so they're all from different kinds of races. Whether they're all races that are thought to be on Earth or not is something Kyle will have to answer. But like the main guy that we've seen the most of, that's Dragon Knight, in that panel, where my favorite panel, where he's holding that woman and she's crying and they like touch foreheads, that was the last person of his race who was dying in his arms, and he was the last survivor.
So Kyle is saying that the star metal is basically alien in origin, and I think that that's all he's wanting to say about that.
Okay,
that's probably all he will tell us.
Yeah, I think that the Starblades guys are from Earth, and people are after the star metal because it gives them power. Okay, cool. Very
secrets, cool. Secrets. No spoilers.
Yeah, no, we're gonna get all of Kyle's secrets.
Oh, you're gonna be lucky if you even get one. I've been trying.
4 so far.
Okay.
You know he's not wearing his pants, right?
I'm sure he isn't.
Okay. So yes, we have the secrets. So someone asked earlier, and I just recalled this question: how many Starblades? Okay, Black Panther was a disaster. How many Starblades books is Kyle planning on doing? Will there be an ongoing series?
Kyle says he's wearing shorts.
I don't believe him.
Kyle's
so far he's got 3.
Yeah.
So far
Sorry,
he's got 3.
He gave the answer to you and to me, so didn't mean to step on you, Shay.
Okay, Kyle has shorts on, if you believe that. I have shorts on. You can believe that.
Skin shorts.
I mean, I'm wearing pants, but I'm not going to prove it. I'm wearing pants. Yeah, so just believe me.
We believe you as much as we believe Kyle.
That is unfair.
50. Well, he's not in a bathrobe tonight, so he dressed up for us. And we
did.
Everybody is so happy for Kyle because he really, his book is really successful and it's coming out beautiful, and we're all excited about it. So far there are 3 books planned.
Yeah.
But I think we can expect that Kyle will keep doing it for a long time. Does Kyle have ideas for other comics not involved with Starblades?
I described it as properties, just to let you know.
Okay.
And whatever Arch put on the screen disappeared too quickly for me to see what the
I
question
took it away because it's, yeah, I put it on. It was ridiculous, but I'll put it on again. Nobody should have pants on while streaming. It's a point. It's a good point.
Should I correct that immediately?
I'm a bad influence on Arch sometimes. We never do during the woke show. It's the #1 rule. Okay, more about the pants, but it's funny. He's laughing about the thing with pants. I'm distracting. But Kyle probably has a lot of really cool ideas. Kyle probably, when he has nothing to do or just for fun, probably spends like 7 hours finding incredible reference that he then catalogs for great ideas.
Maybe there is one. I was thinking of Raven and Crow stuff.
He has Raven and Crow ideas?
Yes.
Yes.
Interesting. Interesting. Very, very cool. Okay, but right now just Starblades, and that's Starblades is plenty. When is Starblades planned to ship? Do we know when?
I know that he was shooting for January because he didn't want to get mixed up with the holiday.
Yeah, excellent. Excellent. So people can expect, January or the first part of 2020, which is just around the corner, like right after Christmas. And this is going to be Kyle's first book, but Kyle already knows that a lot of us who have made comics before, inside Comicsgate and outside and before Comicsgate, will help him with printer, with the shipping, anything he needs. He's got a lot of people that are going to help him get his book out and make sure everybody gets their books. So Kyle, that's the thing about Comicsgate is we all make sure that everybody else succeeds, especially the people that really want to work hard and they're willing to help everybody else. So yeah, Kyle's book is going to be great and you guys are going to love it. Definitely one of the best looking things anybody in Comicsgate has done so far, if not the best, honestly. All right. Let me ask a couple more questions that I have about Starblades. And I've been bothering Kyle with questions about Starblades probably since February before he launched it. And he's been talking about some ideas.
He made a heart. I typed in that he said that this looked like one of the best, if not the best books in Comicsgate, and he made a heart.
Oh, good. Well, and Ethan said the same thing the other day. It sounds like I like Kyle's work a lot, and I like Kyle, and I do, but it's as if everyone really, really likes Kyle. I don't know. Very talented, humble. I don't know. They like him. 90
Kyle's
pages.
the nicest boy in CG.
How many pages is this book supposed to be now? Now it's up to 90 pages. Will he stop? If I ask very nicely, will he stop making the book bigger? Because I worry about him being able to do it and not go crazy. Stop. Only 90. No more.
He's like, okay.
No more. No more.
See, so now you're asking him to stop making the story as amazing as he's going to make it.
Maybe 100 pages. That's it. Make 81 pages because Cyberfrog is 80 pages.
Ooh.
You can only do it in multiples of 4, though.
Or 2. But you really need to make 81 pages. If he wants to go to 100 pages, he has my blessing. But stop pages if you get, no matter how much money you make, because you just want people to be able to get it as soon as they can get it. But okay, it's 90 pages so far. Is that right?
Yes, that's what he just said.
Is there another stretch goal that we should be focused on right now? Is there a $100,000 stretch goal yet?
I can hear Cy typing and it's throwing me off.
Sorry.
Guys, I can tell you this. All of Kyle's work on Starblades is digital. There's no physical, traditional, original artwork, which is sad because people would love to buy these pages, but that's just not how Kyle works.
So Kyle is saying trading cards at 100K.
Is it on the listing yet?
On
Probably
the IGG?
not.
All right.
Is that what you're asking? Is it on the IGG page yet?
Yeah, it's not. Of course it's not. Okay, that's okay. He's doing a great job. Look, he's got 84,000, probably more. Probably.
So if it makes you feel any better, I'm pretty sure that stretch goal came about as a solid stretch goal for him, probably this morning, if that.
He's doing great work. It's an amazing first campaign. The book is going to be great. We all know it's going to probably be toys and a cartoon. This is definitely a book to get. And think about getting multiple copies. He's got a pretty good discount if you get multiple copies. Just one of everything, and I believe they are all signed. Don't ask. They just assume that they are. Or bonus sign. I don't know. All right, let's ask him this, because this was on the first day we were asking about this. I want one of everything. Are they all signed, or is only one of them signed? I think they're all signed. That's 10 books. Wait, sorry. And 6, yeah. It's 10 comics, isn't it? Cy, you're smart. How many comics is that?
What, one of everything?
Yeah, it's 10, isn't it?
It's 10, yes.
Mm-hmm. So he says that they're all signed.
Oh my God, Kyle. So
it's alternate.
Oh, we were talking about what pens he was going to get in order to sign them. So he's going to hand sign.
He's going to do it with lipstick, right?
He's saying everything signed.
I don't think he's doing kiss cards.
No, maybe next time.
But maybe next time.
Silver ink.
Yes, it is
10.
It is 10 covers. The main, the alternate, then there's a pair, and then there's 6 in a bunch. So
yes.
Anybody who has $200.
Oh my gosh.
Buy it. Well, if you save your money and you're responsible, you'll have
absolutely.
Or just don't pay your bills. You know, they come in and throw them out. Throw them out.
Who needs water? Water is a luxury. We don't need water here. You get Starblades instead.
The water. Come on, you know that. So I want one of everything. $200 plus a little bit of shipping, maybe a couple of dollars, not much, but a signed comic. But the comic is going to be at least 90 pages, probably 100. But you know, just contractually, it's now 90 pages because he made his stretch goal.
Oh my God!
90 pages is big. That's a graphic novel. It's not just like a little.
Adam, stop and realize this. 90 pages times 10.
That's 900.
For one of everything. So he's shipping 900 pages.
It's 900. But each one of these books, like, you know who else has a book like this? Just to mention another book that makes me think of this is Antonio Bryce's Brand book. He's selling it for like $15 because it was just like old school Comicsgate. They weren't really like, I don't know. He did his own prices. He didn't probably, I assume he didn't plan it with Ethan. And Ethan knows this business really, really well, obviously. But that's very cheap. So like that book is going to be shipping. I think they're going to ship either at the end of this year or like January, roughly saying Brand by Kanan White and Antonio Bryce. They have books. I think they're still on in demand that are like, it's like $15 for a signed copy. Those books are going to be like, they're going to be worth a lot more than that. And I did back that book. Of course, I backed Starblades too. But yeah, it's just amazing. This is a beautiful, beautiful book. And you know, Kyle is not going to let it out of his hands until it's absolutely gorgeous. And look at this. There's some people
Kyle has a comment, and I had to double check with him whether or not he wanted me to say this, but apparently he does. He says, Art City Comics would be happy if I just slathered my nipple in ink and stamped them all.
So to be fair, that's exactly what Art said in the chat.
Art said stuff like that.
I mean, maybe we can get nipple cards. Get him to 125, and I bet you I can get him to do nipple cards.
Don't have him do nipple cards. I approve making the book an even 100 pages. It's not all going to be sequential art anyway, and don't think it is. That he'll probably have 60 pages, and without asking him, it's in the description, I think, at this point anyway. But he'll have like 60 pages of sequential art and 30 pages of work in progress stuff. But the work in progress stuff is still going to be very cool. But I could see him maybe stretching this out a little more to maybe 100 pages. But it's at least going to be a 90-page, very cool first printing, great book. He has the most variant covers of anybody, which is kind of amazing. 10 covers, which is still going to be affordable. He doesn't have to worry about that to print. But anyway, he's going to have a really nice book. But let's talk about the trading cards. So it's not 100% sure yet. Kyle's still figuring it out. We will push him to make it more finalized and let people know about it soon. But there are going to be trading cards for everybody if Kyle can get to 100,000. How many different trading cards at 100,000, Kyle Ritter?
Are you talking about does each person get, or do they have a chance to get?
I'm talking about, I assume he's going to do 6 free trading cards if we get to 100,000. Not like one card, but I don't know what the heck he's doing. Like, what is the trade? What is he thinking? How many trading cards?
How many does each person get?
How about that? Yeah, thank you.
So the argument that we're currently having, he's over here saying, oh, for the 100,000, he's like, no, because I said 100 instead of saying the 1,000, and he decided to say, oh, we're getting 0 for 100. Because
so
he's
an trolling you for your signing.
Yeah, and then he decided to take his 1000000, just keep going with his zeros because he thinks he's funny.
Well, let's pretend that people want to buy this.
Let's pretend that people want to buy this.
Right. We are trying to help. So, but Kyle is very cute.
Kyle is cute.
I'm just waiting for his answer at this point.
What love. But how many trading cards for $100,000 does each person get? Like, it's a stretch goal.
So he still has to think about it. He's not sure. I'm asking him if he was going to do 6, so 1 for each of the main characters, and he says he's still not quite sure. He's going to think about it.
Okay, it's good to see how much it's going to cost first anyway.
Exactly.
All right, Kyle isn't sure yet, and it's not an official announcement. We will see. And Kyle,
it's a half-speed Tucci exclusive. This is the first time it's been said. So hey.
Look at that! Wow, a lot of action there. A lot of action. Critical Blast has joined us. Critical Blast does interviews, has a cool YouTube channel. Unless I'm thinking of the wrong person. He's hailing us. I know who I'm thinking of here. Critical Blast, Video Providence. That doesn't make any sense to me because I don't know what Providence means. Critical Blast wants Netflix to see that video trail and turn it into a damn 90s cartoon show.
Absolutely.
Well, we do business with Netflix, yeah. We're going to have a bidding war. Who will give the most money? Millions. Millions. And a new computer. $5 million. One new computer. He will do it. But yeah, I sent that video to someone that I know, just to look at it, who's involved with some TV and movie stuff. And I just wanted them to see that it was out there. So it's going to get around. When this book comes out, people will be very excited about Starblades, and not just in Comicsgate and Indiegogo. It's very, very good.
Absolutely.
Kyle also says that he wants Shay's pins too.
Yay! Yay!
Chase pins?
I do pins.
Oh, pins, yes.
Pins, yes. I make little pins.
Pins or?
So I really, really, really liked his work, and so when he first posted some of his pages, I took certain moments from his comic that I thought were just breathtaking, and I made them into small little mock pins, and then I showed them, and I sent a couple to him and told him that some of them he wasn't going to get because they were mine.
Oh, I think I've seen photos of these. It looked very cool.
Yeah. I actually, I've been keeping my favorite panel one that stays on my backpack, and I take it with me everywhere. So.
Fantastic. Every now and then Kyle will mention that his dad really likes the Green Hornet. Very cool.
He's like, yeah.
Has Kyle done any Green Hornet art for his dad?
So he colored something for him, but he hasn't done anything else. He did color one piece for him. I actually remember, I think he colored it for Father's Day.
Oh.
Yeah, it was his Father's Day gift. So he found somebody who did a really cool bit of artwork of Green Hornet, and he was like, it's my dad's favorite. And so he went through and he colored it for him. And then I guess got it printed and framed.
Is Kyle reading anyone else's comics other than Ethan's now?
I love how hard he's trying to understand what the freaking hell I'm saying. It's so sweet.
Well, comics. Let's just ask him, does he like anyone else's comics coming out now?
Well, he's getting the question from Cy in a far more coherent. I feel bad. I feel like Longbox is like, I don't know what this crazy woman's doing up here.
Yeah, Longbox is, nobody knows what's going on.
I think your question is to whether or not he likes any mainstream comics, or are you talking about in the Comicsgate?
You know what? What I'm trying to ask is he spending any time reading or interested in any comics that he's not actually coloring or drawing himself? Is he
That's a good question.
Getting new comics now? Is he not really interested in anything else other than what he's working on? Yes, you can back College of the Dead too. Buy a comic.
Not so much, but last time I read was Doomsday Clock.
Interesting.
That's very cool.
Yeah. Shay, you're pretty familiar with Kyle's tiers on his campaign, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much, kind of. All right, hold on. Let's see how much you do know about Starblades. Oh, wait.
It's cheating.
It's going to be really small, actually, for you, right? Or no, wait,
yeah,
it's be small, but it won't be small. He's not answering this, so you should be able to see it.
That's fine.
Application.
He also says that he stopped reading DC Comics because he was so confused, so he stopped. I think that's probably a reflection of the quality of writing and art in DC Comics right now.
I mean, I feel like that's kind of fair.
That is too bad. Comics don't really have any editorial vision anymore that works. It's
no.
But there's always the future. All right, so let's talk about Starblades and just talk about the different tiers.
Right.
So basically, for anybody who loves Kyle and only has $50, this is what you would get. This Starblades main cover signed by Kyle. Because unless you're buying big collections of these things and, spending $200, whatever, they're not all going to be signed. So this is going to be signed. And 335 people were like, yeah, damn, I got $50. I will get Kyle's signed main cover. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, this other main cover is not signed. It does not have the beautiful Kyle signature on it. And it's just the one cover by itself. Of course, it's $25 and it's plus shipping. Shay, I guess I'm doing this and then I'll ask you for backup. So I know I was going to ask you to do this, but come on. It's Kyle, I'll do it. Now you have the sexy ladies of Starblades, the women of Starblades.
So my favorite, he called it the women of Starblades here, but the way he was pitching it on Twitter was this is his Starbabes cover.
Starbabes. The
Starbabes.
Well, they are very powerful, beautiful women designed by Kyle. He is their god. He created them unto this earth in the future after a number of disasters, it seems. And they might be aliens, but they're not. But their star metal sure is. Yeah. So the Women of Starblades cover is more expensive because they're women, and women are pricey, right? So,
oh my God. Kyle won't help you, right, Adam?
It's flattering. You have to tell Kyle. I didn't think it was funny. I just thought everybody knew that already.
No, this is hilarious.
Did you tell Kyle? He's not laughing yet.
I'm writing it right now. I was in shock for a second.
Yeah, I see funny stuff. Okay, yeah, they're expensive, but they're worth it. Women and the women and Starbabes of Starblades. Now there's heroes and villains. Which of the heroes are the ones that look like they're nice guys with bright, pretty stuff, and the villains are the evil ones, the ones who have bad red and black fire behind them. And amazingly, these do all have the same interiors, which are going to be 90 pages or more, printed in full, incredible color. But they each are going to have these different covers. It's a lot.
And one of the big things about the heroes and villains covers is that these covers are full wraparound. So where the other ones are just the front cover, the heroes and villains are wraparound covers.
Right. So they're not signed, but it's the front. Yeah. They're wraparound covers too.
Yeah, that's what I remember talking to him about before. So I mean, if I'm wrong, I apologize. I'll take that hit, but I'm fairly certain.
But I'm looking at it now. It's I thought there were 4 of them, which is a little confusing.
Nope, yep, they're wraparound. It says it right in the description.
Yeah, it says it. You receive two copies of the Starblade graphic novel.
Kyle confirms.
Kyle confirms with the special wraparound variant covers. So they are wraparound. Meaning wraparound just means front and back is one beautiful big image. No ad on the back, nothing wasted, which is very cool. So you get all the villains on one of the covers, and you get all the heroes on another cover, and the same interior on the inside. But that's really very, very cool. But those are going to be beautiful covers. And 74 people picked them up. These aren't signed, but they are still beautiful. If you want to get them signed, you go a little further down to this I want one of everything. But in the meantime, you also have the Starblades Spirit covers. These are 6 covers. Mm-hmm. They are not wraparound.
No, but these are gorgeous.
Yeah, they are gorgeous, and this looks a little here. There's another bigger image of this. Well, this is a bigger image. Well, there's the babes.
There's the babes.
Icky babies of Starblades. Hold on a second here. All right. We can't find. You can click on it and you'll see it on your own screen. But yeah, it is. The color is amazing. It's not bigger that way. Okay. They do fit together as one image, also, right? Like a pick or
Yeah,
whatever.
it's one gigantic banner. I think that
Here's it's Kyle. It would be a sex tip or something. What would that be? 6?
6?
Well, like it would be a triptych if there were 3 of them, but it's a double
tip.
It's a sextuplet.
Sextuplet. Well, yeah, if you're saying like triplets,
be like
quadruplets, sextuplets.
Yeah, but they're not people or living things. Not yet. Kyle hasn't quite made them alive yet. That's probably what he's working on at night.
Absolutely.
Please ask Kyle, are you working at night to turn the Starblades into real people?
So the size of this banner that he is pulling the spirit covers from, I think the actual canvas size that he made it at was something insane, like, gosh, I want to say it was like 3 foot by like 9 foot.
He is amazing.
So if you like the full resolution of it, he's done so much detail into it. It is, if you were to print it out, it would be the size of a wall. Like, it's massive.
Yeah, he saved it all as 100 DPI JPEG.
He's got it amazing.
Very, very high resolution, like a 1200 DPI TIFF file or something crazy like that, 2400. Yeah, obviously Kyle knows how to do his color and prepare his files so that his work is printed beautifully. Boy, that printer is going to be, we're going to watch that printer carefully, that his work is going to be treated respectfully and produced properly.
Absolutely.
Then you get down to this, I want one of everything, which really what people should do is just skip paying your bills, throw a few of them away. If you're not behind on your bills, you should be. Just ignore paying them. Give Kyle your money. Give him this $200 because you're going to get one of everything. So you really get like, I don't know what all the counting adds up to, but it feels like it's at least 12 covers. It's 10 comics, 900 pages of content because you get the wraparounds, right?
Right.
That's true.
So it's sort of like you get so much Kyle. If you like Kyle and you like Kyle art, this is the way to get it. You get one of them. Really, really cool. And, you know, if you just have money to burn, or you want to make, like, instead of buying a car, you can get 5 of everything. They're all signed. It's not one bonus signed copy. Well, maybe it is. It's probably 11. God only knows. It's a lot of money, but it's $1,000. If you want to drop $1,000 on Kyle, you're going to get a lot of cool stuff for it.
It's 2 people already have.
Yeah, 2 people already have, and the night is still young. And days left. So really, really amazing. While we're at it, I'm going to go through my College of the Dead campaign really quick. So this is the cover that Kyle did for me. I love it. We have the comic by itself. We have the comic book and our work in progress we put into a separate book. Our comic is 140 pages. It's black and white. And the Ashcan's 100 pages. It's got all the story and the art from the script. And then we also made a version that has an art book along with it, which is a 260-page art book that has 1 panel of art per page that shows how the book, sorry, not how the book got made. That was the original art before we put lettering on it. It's 8.5 by 8.5 square. And you can get to it. The link's in the description. That's also at collegeofthedead.com. It redirects to the Indiegogo campaign. It is funded. It is going to be shipping in October. We're just finalizing the files with the printer now. And this is the black and white cover of College of the Dead book 2. Is Kyle going to have any time in October to color this? Let's ask him. Why not? We got him. He probably does not have time. I will pay him, of course, with money. He's too busy. I know, you know, he would love to, and if he has time, he'll let me know. Oh,
I'm sure he will.
But he's very, very busy. He's got to make Starblades, and he's got to spend another month making an extra video, probably. Who knows what Kyle's up to?
He's not doing any more videos. He's banned from videos.
Kyle, you should do 3 more videos and then stop.
Oh my God.
No, don't.
Kyle says, I hope so.
No, he'll, you know, he means about the coloring. Kyle, don't worry about my coloring. We might even, that one's probably going to be in black and white. But we'll see. But don't worry about anything but what you have, you know, and you have to also take care of Rainbow Brute It's very important to all of us that Rainbow Brute comes out. So you'll be very busy. You'll have a lot of great work to do. But one of the things that people should know too about Kyle, and we talked about this a little earlier, is because Kyle is doing everything on Starblades, he will draw. He will, of course, he's writing it. He will draw it, and he will also color it. So when he draws it, he can draw it in mind that he's finishing it in color, and it really does go faster than having to do the drawing separate from the coloring. So expect some amazing work from Kyle. Yeah, JJ is asking, so Kyle never sleeps.
Also keep in mind, he's also lettering it, so he knows right where to put those boxes and where to leave himself room.
That's another good point. JJ, I'm sure he sleeps sometimes, but only in between coloring pages and painting his ceiling and making pottery. I'm saying about the pottery. I don't know if he does that. Longbox is saying Kyle should clone himself. And, but I'm like, Simon is somebody that I know. Simon was in our chat earlier. Simon got some feedback from Kyle on some ideas about coloring, something that Simon was working on. Mm-hmm. Kyle can help other people. And it would be great to see Kyle. Kyle, have you ever thought about having a class or teaching other people to color?
1 second, because I was describing everything else you were saying too.
I like what Brad's saying. Get Adam's book. College of the Dead, baby. I'm very excited about my book, but tonight I'm just really excited about helping and working on Kyle's book and helping people understand how great it is and how cool he is.
He says he's never thought of that.
Think about it. Because
he said, okay, I'll think.
Because there are a lot of things that Kyle knows how to do that save time and produce really excellent work.
Absolutely.
Kyle, is it okay that if people have a question about coloring something, for them to contact you on Twitter and ask you a question?
That's a can of worms.
Well, that's all right. Mostly people don't follow up. They don't, but you will get 2 or 3 people that are really dedicated that deserve the attention, and it's worth it. It's worth it to help other people if you can. Get Howard on. What is that, a cat? What am I looking at? It's a monster. It's a cat with its eyes and its ears. Caradon, that's bizarre. But I agree with you. Tonight's about Kyle. We love Kyle.
It looks like a cat and a porg smushed together.
What in God, Caradon?
I thought it was a ferret, but
no, it's not. It's something that Caradon created on their own. I don't know what that is. But Kyle, you could steal this and put it in Starblades.
Every time you put that up, it blocks Shay on the stream.
Okay, yep. Good. That was my plan. We don't need this to share it either, so
he's trying to look over it.
Cat paw, yeah, whatever this creature is, that is not a normal creature. I've never seen that before.
Now he's trying to sign over the top of the banner.
I don't know.
It's amazing. This is fun.
Critical Bass says, sleep, those little slices of death, how I despise it. Edgar Allan. Hi, Kyle, Edgar Poe. So Kyle can obviously see this. Okay. Yeah, Kyle, you could steal that weird creature and put it in Starblades if you want. We've given you the license for that. No problem.
He's saying that Shay froze on screen and has a nice smile.
Oh, don't take a picture to send me. I have a feeling I'm gonna get a text later.
If you're frozen, maybe you should drop and come right back, so that because your visual kind of matters to him.
Yeah.
A little bit. I don't know. I'm looking on. I don't know if I'm still frozen. If I am frozen, it might be Kyle because on YouTube I'm not, and on stream I'm not.
Well, let's just ask him. Can you see her now?
Yeah.
13 dudes asked.
He says yes. You're still frozen.
I'm still frozen. Okay.
He's probably screwing with you because it's Kyle, but just why don't you just log out and then jump right back in?
Works for me.
Because you're important. He's like, good, she's gone now. I don't like Shay.
Oh God, Adam, I'm not typing that.
Actually, I do speak, and I don't like that lady. No, of course, that's not true. But it's a little silly. I'm seeing. All right. Tonight is about Kyle, but I still like Brad's idea. That is a great idea. Brad is one of my backers and a very valued one at that. Let me just see if we have any other cool questions. Guys, if you have any other cool questions for Kyle, or it could be a little silly too, by all means. Again, even those of us who love Kyle and Kyle knows us and we're tight with him, it is tough to get a hold of Kyle. So if you have any pressing Kyle Ritter questions, secrets that you want to know about Rainbow Brute or Rainbow the Brute he shouldn't be talking about, things that Kyle shouldn't say, you can ask us and he will tell us sometimes accidentally.
Shay, he says you're good.
I know, he said better. I at least know that much.
Now she's frozen on my screen, but that's okay. I don't have to see.
Oh my gosh, I quit.
You're frozen on mine too.
I know, I'm frozen on YouTube. I give up. I don't know what's happening with me.
He can hear you, but can he see you? No. Oh, he's sending you a frozen something. All right. Well, we're managing pretty amazingly tonight. The chat is great. Shay has been great. Cyborg, you've been great. I'm doing a pretty good job, and Kyle is a love as always. And it's just his smile is like $1 million. You know, he's always smiling. He's always a happy dude. I'm glad we're getting to talk a lot about Starblades tonight. I'm going to also just check my questions real quick and just see what other pressing Kyle Ritter questions that I have while I have him, and while I have the amazing Cy to type things up. Has he worked out color schemes yet for Rainbow the Brute? What the color of the book is going to look like?
Do you mean like palettes?
Thank you. Yes.
Sorry, I've had to have this discussion with colorists before, so I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's a good way. That's the right way to describe it.
He says yes.
That's exciting.
There's been a lot of great fan art out there for Rainbow Brute already, like some amazing looking stuff that looks exactly like Kyle, but is Rainbow Brute too.
Yes, and some things that make it look like it's official work.
Shay's back. And
back. Very cool. Very cool. Welcome back, Shay.
You need to pull her forward.
Oh, all right. Hold on a second. Only I can do this.
Yep.
All right.
Only you can. Thank you.
They should let us admin other people. Oh, he's trying to scare you with it. Oh.
He's waiting for you to freeze again.
No.
He's like a naughty leprechaun.
He's so mean to me.
Like his cell phone is what causes it. So.
Oh, that's funny. That's one of his special powers. All right. Does he have any advice for people that want to make their own comics now that he's doing it himself?
So I come back and then you hit me with something like, "Do you have any advice?" Which is something I can't
want to make comics.
You have a long explanation. Very complicated. and throw in some Spanish and things like that.
You might need him to do like SSL and ESL and not American Sign Language.
I've relayed the question as much as I could remember it. Do you have any advice for people who want to create comics of their own?
The question of like, it's good to see other people inspire other people. And I bet he's going to come up with something that's very Kyle-ish, that's going to make us be like, oh, cool. You know, we're thinking about making comics.
I'm going to give one piece of advice for him that he'll never give you guys. Do not make a video by yourself by hand for a month.
Yep.
But if you can make it look like that, then do it. But not everybody can.
Well, if you have the time before you launch, sure. His serious advice is give them what they want, tease people for like 6 months, make sure you listen to them, find out what they want to see, and so many other things.
Kyle did spend 6 months letting people know he was working on Starblades, showing people artwork, asking questions, getting feedback. And when he was ready to launch Starblades, we all knew it was coming out. And when he says, tease Starblades for, tease it for 6 months, of course, what he means by tease is it's just promotional language. Just let people know it's coming so they can start to get interested in it and familiar with it. And to give people what they want. And also, Kyle, I'm sure you would say to be passionate about what you're working on, because it really makes a difference.
Yeah.
You get a lot more energy to be able to work on stuff, and people want that energy. And you're going to need it. If Kyle didn't love Starblades, he could not learn how to do a movie and spend a whole month working on it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So good for Kyle. Does he think he might do a hardcover version of Starblades at some point? Let's just ask him that last question.
When he brings all 3 books into one.
Yeah.
So a 300-ish page book, that will be a hardcover.
I understood that. That's amazing.
What?
I actually understood what he was signing. That was amazing.
Yeah, we have to spend more time watching Kyle. Well, Kyle, is there anything else that you want us to know, or anything else that you want to discuss?
I was done 20 seconds ago, Shay. You're fine.
Hey, Sai. For Sai?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. We took all the information out of Kyle, and we got all the that he knows.
I know that one. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil.
Yeah, he's basically saying he's going to stay out of this while Sai and I have a fight.
Okay. I'm just waiting for his answer, Adam.
Yeah.
Everybody, sorry, go ahead.
He gets so still, sometimes I think he froze.
Yeah, no, always look at the green light. It'll lead you the right way. I like it.
Green light will take you home.
All I want to make sure, let's see here. I'm sorry, because ASL grammar is a little bit different than English grammar, so he's mixing the two, so I'm smoothing it. I just want to make sure that everyone knows that I want them to be happy when they read Starblades Volume 1 and make them want to come back for the next book, Volume 2.
Excellent. Excellent.
The most modest man ever, I swear.
Super humble, super talented.
Super humble, yep.
Well, everybody, thank you so much for coming and enjoying this with us. It was a really fun show. And Shay, thank you for helping with the sign language. It was excellent. Cy, the was even better than Terry. No offense to Terry. Was a huge help. I knew we could do this for Kyle, and I hope we get to do this again for Kyle. We can come up with a special crazy party after it's either after Starblades is done, or we can even do another one again before we can talk about it. Everybody, you should back Starblades. Obviously, it's a fantastic book. If you can, go for the one where you're going to get 10 of them for $200. It's very expensive, but if you can't afford it, it's fine. You just at least get the one copy that's $25 plus shipping. It's going to be a gorgeous book. It's not a 32-page comic. It's going to be a 90-page book at least, and it'll be in perfect condition. It'll be printed beautifully, and every page is a poster in that book. It's really amazing. And also, you can definitely check out Kyle's cover that he did for me on College of the Dead. It's full color. It's really, really beautiful. And that's a really nice book as well. It's 140 pages. It's all completely done. My book, because it was done already, is going to ship in October, and you'll have it before Halloween. And the project's fully funded. I'm really excited about it. And Kyle, thank you so much. Thank you. How the hell do I do that? Thank you. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. This one.
God, thank you.
Super thank you.
Super thank you.
Kyle was saying thank you to everybody as well.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Kyle. We really appreciate you. You're great to spend time with. You're a terrific talent. And next time, if you work on animation, I will be mad at you if you don't ask us for help with things. You don't have to learn everything by yourself on YouTube. YouTube is good, but you have friends that also can help. Simon has a college degree in animation. It could save you time, and your friends love you and they would want to help you. It feels good to help.
Yep.
You are not a bother. No one is ever a bother in Comicsgate to help each other.
So okay. Another thing about Kyle that I'll honestly tell you is he's a control freak, because a lot of people have offered to help him, but he wants it done to make sure it's done to his standard, and because he genuinely likes to learn.
And that is fair, but it's healthy.
It is healthy. He needs to let go.
Because you get more energy.
Yes.
And that's why it's good to help people, and it's good to let other people help you. That's one of the best things about Comicsgate. We've been talking about it lately in groups, is everybody is supporting each other so much and so focused on helping each other to be successful, and to see each other succeed is such a great feeling. And that's what our group is about. That's what Comicsgate is about, is putting out good comics for people, but we get the extra benefit of helping each other, which we're really happy to do. Well, there's love being thrown around by Brad. We're going to take that love. We all really appreciate it. Thank you so much again, Longbox, and we're going to connect with you on the ASL. We'll come up with some cool ideas for that. And everybody, don't forget Starblades by the mighty Critter, the handsome, the talented, the green lighted. Why is it that his house is lit the same way as his comics? I don't know. But he had blue and purple and red lights before. It looked exactly like his color schemes. It's a lot of
absolutely
going on over there. Yeah, I know. You can't see. Good night, everyone. We appreciate you. We'll see you again soon. Don't forget to subscribe and like my channel, but subscribe because we have more cool videos. Look at this. I delivered Kyle, the amazing Ritter. Come on now. Share it around. And again, thanks, everybody. Have a great night.
Bye.
Bye.